Oh, my thing is building. We'll be able to test the. At least people will be able to feel the buttons in the desktop version, at least. The mobile probably won't work, but maybe. I haven't really messed around with it. Mobile might work. Alright, leave this. Zip this up. Upload it. Oops, that's not what I want.
I'm supposed to get like a make this a zip. I click on a
Send to zip is the thing that would be called.
oh, it's not the same as my work one.
It might be different for Windows 11 or whatever. Alright, just gonna run in the browser. Save. Alright, that should fix that bug. At least the worst bug of them. The worst of it.
What was the bug?
I was getting a bug where the button, if you click on a button, but there was a, God, this is fucking loud, hold on. Sounds in this thing are fucking loud as hell. Okay. If you clicked on a button, but there was a sticker behind it, then it would select the sticker instead. Well, it actually selected both, which is not what we want. So I just needed to make it so that the sticker and button, basically, if there was a button, it would go away. Or rather, the button overrides the sticker. Alright, we're good to test if we want to mess around with it real quick. Because it's probably a good idea to try it and see if we can break it. If people want to if we want to start off the meeting that way, give Dave a couple more minutes to jump in.
Sure.
It's in the usual place in the actual main Heartland one. When you're ready, I'll give you the code. Actually, I'll just type the code in.
So sorry, we're just going to the main build and we're just going to the main build.
This to Heartland. Yeah, just go to main build and join my room. Code is in Heartlamp channel. Alright. Stole it. That's actually really what I need most is need to test. We need to try to really try to grab things at the same time so that we can see we can try to break it. Is this you, Chris?
No,
Or just Jeff?
this is Jeff.
Alright,
Is
Jeff.
it me?
I'm gonna put this UG here,
Mm-hmm.
and on 3, let's both try to select it.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh wait, I was in a menu for the other one. Maybe that didn't.
Yeah, so that actually is something too. Like, if I'm over here, I have this selected right now. That is a bug. I can drag over here, and it gets all wonky and broken. I had to fix that, but that's a minor bug. That's fixable. Alright, I'm gonna deselect it. Alright, and then on 3, when I say 3, and try to time it out with the lag, see if you could maybe do it a little early. But when I say 3, try to select it at the same time, okay?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Do you have it?
No.
Okay. Alright, let's try it again. Let's just do it like 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Nope.
I have it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Alright, you got it. I didn't. 1, 2, 3. I got it, which makes sense. I'm the host. Alright, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Makes sense that at least I'm sure there'll be a bug where both people select at the exact same time and it goes wonky, because there is code that accounts for that, but it's hard for me to test that code.
Yeah.
But if we happen to see weirdness, just if anything looks like it might not be right, just point it out. There is a bug right now where if you select something with right click, because selection was not ever intended to be done on like as a state that was not attached to your left click. If you drag while you're selected, basically, you can basically drag from any part on the screen, which is that's the bug. That's what Chris or or Jeff or whoever this is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, because you're dragging at any part of the screen, but I will make it so that you have to drag on the thing.
Is that disappearing for you when I move that?
Yeah, it's supposed to, for other reasons. Like we talked about this last time, but when the code that tells you whether you're in a panel or not is tied to your finger.
Oh, yeah. I got
point
that.
on your finger. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can flip the. I'm sure you'll. Well, resize. You can flip the direction of the sticker now.
Yeah. I think technically you always could.
No, mine
Because-
definitely. If you went past that point, it would get
I mean,
bigger
with our
again in the
original,
same.
with our original scaler. I'm
Yeah,
using our original scaler.
gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to the functions other than set them up. So there's any bugs that were there will still be there, but it's easy enough. We just have to go to the new one and or to go to the thing and just minimize or make a minimum scale, which probably should happen altogether. We probably shouldn't let people go smaller than, this, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even that's probably too small.
Probably too small. Yeah. But we can make it
Also,
work.
now that this is a handle, I think rotate shouldn't just be left and right. It should be
Yeah,
like,
Chris had it. Actually, I don't know what you had, Chris.
Mine had it.
you know what I mean.
Mine had it always facing where your finger was for the mobile.
Away from the center. Yeah.
Well, should we just have like a Oh yeah. So Chris had it that way. I just set it up with my things. We can easily re-implement.
Yeah,
Chris's thing.
that's what Marcus was
That's
just saying.
really
These
not
are the
that
old
hard.
functions.
Okay, I didn't know you updated or.
The functions themselves should be very easy to transfer over. I could probably do it in like 10 minutes or so. But this is really what I spent my time on was getting the networking selection stuff to hopefully be robust and good. So that it won't break.
Also,
will be-
did you
there
say
is,
is there a
also-
way to easily make it so you? Oh wait, it is already. Never mind. Okay, I was left clicking and then hitting right click like in the old. But you can just
There's
right
also
click now. Right on.
another
Awesome.
bug that I need to handle, which is like, yeah, you can left click and hold, and you can also just right click and do it. It just does it automatically. That was actually most of the rework was getting all that stuff to work because it was not set up that way originally. There's still more refactoring I need to do.
Here's a question.
There's also a bug where like, because while you're dragging and while you have something selected, the collider is actually off on this thing. Like the collider isn't on even when I let go. That's why you can't select it. But if I go here and then I drag it on here and I try to select the next thing, then I'll accidentally grab the thing beneath it. So I have to figure out how best to handle the colliders. That's another small bug, but you'll notice it when you're moving things around. You'll be like, oh, why did I just select this? I was trying to move the sticker I have selected right now. Basically, what I need to do is I need to make one raycaster class instead of raycasting every time I need it. I just need to make one thing that raycasts and gives me back the thing I want at that time. It's just one centralized place for it. But
Couldn't
it's all
select
working.
that big guy after you clicked on him, I think.
Oh, is someone... we do need something that shows who has something selected too, to make it clear of like, is this a bug or is this like someone else has it selected and I just can't tell.
A left click off of the sticker or button should also exit out the menu.
Yeah, that I agree.
Um,
That's in the fix that I need to make the to make it so you can only drag on the sticker even when you have it selected, or even when you have the radial menu open. That'll fix that.
We do also still need to solve for like this circle does need to be resized at times or moved if the thing is too close to the edge. Like some of my buttons are off the edge with this skeleton.
Yeah.
Which is, you know,
Yeah, do we want to resize it though, or is the answer then to just say
it's that or move it.
What if we made the panels a little farther away from the edge? Like, I hate to take up less space for the art, but
I think it's paramount that gets the maximum amount of space, honestly, especially after
I do
playing on a
agree
phone.
that-
also we can
that
move the
most-
panels like half like twice as close as they are. I think that would look a lot better.
Yeah,
if
we
were,
can definitely get more room out of the we
Yeah,
we can get more room out of pushing them together. I agree.
Right now it's just eyeballed, and also we have a lot to there's a lot to figure out. But yeah, that we definitely.
But this is still always
also
going to be an
future
issue. This
ideas
is
can
not
go
panel
away.
specific. Like that really doesn't.
Yeah.
The size of this is not panel specific. Resizing the panels doesn't like
Well, I don't think the solution here is to make it smaller, because then if I have just really tiny buttons here, I'm not gonna. Like
Well,
that
what
either.
other than that or
We do
moving
need to
it? Because
explore
I've been thinking
other
a little bit
options.
about that. What other than that or moving it could you think of? Because I didn't think about it super hard, but those are the two first things that came to mind.
Yeah, like,
I guess we could. Sorry,
you
go
could
ahead.
make it like, you know, once it gets to the edge here, just like, and you move it farther, just have the buttons stay. You know?
Yeah, we could have them
Like-
smush basically.
Like how they were, like,
whatever
it'd
parts
be
of
like
the
they were
circle
bouncing off or something.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean. I agree. That's actually my preferred solution too. Is as I move this over, the portion of the circle that, like this invisible circle that would be cut off, is no longer available in that function that cuts the circle up, and so you just take out that angle, and so you're only working with the remaining angle, and it'll just space it accordingly. That'll be a neat little puzzle for me to solve.
But what
But I don't
about
think
what
it'll-
about when it's right here and where does the circle first present? Not like when
So
not
you'll
moving it.
see top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Like it'll just give you a half circle. But they'll all be still evenly spaced just along the half circle instead.
Oh.
I meant like, once the circle like hits the edge, then you're like, whatever you have selected just sort of like moves away from the center.
Moves away from
Oh,
the.
you want the? I'd prefer not to, because then like you can't do stuff over here. Like you can't have stuff in the corner and mess with it. I guess you could. It's hard, but like if the sticker's moving on its own.
I mean, if you
I
had something
worry
over
that-
here, you could right click it, it would just bring up the menu here.
That's the positioning solution that
I see what
I.
you mean. Okay, so then you want to just move the radial menu altogether over.
Yes, that's the positioning
Yeah, like
solution.
once
That
the
is
circles would be
that is
off.
a viable solution.
That was my
Maybe,
number
like,
one
we
solution.
Make a little ghost. We
That
make
was-
a little ghost image, right? So I put this over here, and then a ghost version of it appears here,
The
like a transparent.
so
Yeah,
that was my previous solution. But I do actually like the idea of just cutting the circle into what it would be shown and spacing the things based on that. But I do think that does inevitably lead to resizing of the buttons, which you guys
We'll
were
have to
very
see.
much against
Let's
last
see
time.
Yeah,
what-
I
you
don't.
could do this,
I don't
right?
like the having things being at different angles from where they usually are.
It does
Yeah.
make for bad UI in the sense that the button position changes, and that can be annoying. I think maybe after talking about it, you're probably right.
Or maybe
The
it maybe just does
solution
this.
is-
Like click on this skeleton right here. Maybe it does this, and then these are where they spawn with some of them off, and then the thing visibly moves into the right spot until everything is on screen.
You could, yeah, but we don't want that as long as it's not moving the underlying sticker.
No,
itself,
it wouldn't.
right?
It
The
wouldn't be
sticker
right.
stays.
It would no.
Yeah.
It would just be a less jarring way to be like, why did I click on this and this appears over here? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Where
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to surround the thing.
Yeah, like it would. Like if I moved here, it wouldn't let go. It would snap back until I let go of the button.
Yeah, and maybe we could have like little lines that trace back to the source sticker that show like this is the sticker that you're messing with, or have the ghost image, one of the two. Like the ghost image would help with, okay, I could see like its orientation really carefully and stuff like that. I could see like a little preview of what it looks like in the center. Yeah, I don't know. We should mess around with a couple solutions and see
I
what
don't
lines
even
we
think you
feel
need
best.
that.
The ghost image.
Yeah. So I mean, you'll
Yeah,
still be
why
able
not?
to see the thing over here.
Yeah, you can. The only thing I was thinking is it would help you, like, if I had a bunch of stuff over here, right? It helps you figure out which one I clicked on. So if
Yeah.
I right click here, I guess it's purple. It glows purple, so it's not that big a deal. I'm excited to get the depth knob in because you'll notice, like, okay, as I pick this up, usually, like, if I off click and then click back on, right, then it goes to the front. But if I click, like, but if someone else grabs the big guy here,
Marcus, how hard would it
Someone
be to
grab
rebuild?
them.
This is an absurd thing to ask. What I'm about to ask you, but how hard would it be to rebuild and change the highlight color to be the color of the temporary buttons?
the highlight, oh,
The highlight,
you
change
mean-
the highlight color such that the thing highlighted is that sort of like orangish yellow that the buttons are currently.
I mean, it's not hard. It's just it's just time. I'll just start rebuilding it, right? Because I just have to change the button
I think
the
that'll.
default color.
I do think that is the color I would pick for the UI layout. I obviously would be with Jeff's buttons, but that, and I don't know. So here's the thing, like, okay, coloring in your
I mean,
stickers.
Do you have the color? Do you know the color?
No, because
Do you have the
I
hex
made
code?
those are just this color of the sprite, so I'm not sure.
Alright, let me find the buttons. I should be able to sample it, I think.
Just a yellowish
But-
orange. But okay, so the coloring in stickers is a thing, which means that we should not, I probably should not identify highlighting of the sticker like you have this selected by changing it
You
a color.
already, you mentioned this. Right? I should just make a shader that does the outline.
Yeah, like the marching ants.
So,
Can
yeah,
you do that?
Yes, can we do marching ants in the color of the in the same color of whatever we make the buttons, like something we can set in the inspector?
Yeah, I should be able to figure something out.
That would be, I think that would be the
What
best.
the hell are these buttons called?
I also think the thing that is selected should like wiggle a little bit, and a shadow should be drawn behind it, and there should be a little animation of it coming up and the shadow appearing as if it was picked up off of the of a surface. I will do that part.
Yeah, I like the idea of a shadow.
Yeah, I like that.
So where is?
Well,
the-
did you reset?
Dave is here, right? I haven't heard him, but I know he's in the call.
He is in Discord.
Everything's blank to me. All the stickers disappeared.
Okay.
Did you
Probably
restart?
because I wasn't on, like I left focus too long.
Hmm.
That's stuff because we don't run in the background right now. That's something we'll have to figure out is how to make it run in the background and stuff. Actually, I think I could force that. First, one thing at a time. Let me go to my radial sticker menu. Go to my knob. Here we go. Now I can copy this color. Now let's go to the sticker itself and paste that color and then go to this, paste that color. Alright, and then let's see if I can force it to run in the background. So, build settings, player settings, WebGL. I don't know if I can on WebGL. Preload asset. Shader variant, shader settings, configuration, fast runtime, use, active and ACL. Oh, what is it?
Are we reloading into the game?
I can in a second. Hold on.
If it's possible to build with the color, I know it's absurd because the buttons are changing. That's all changing anyway. It's a stupid thing to request.
I mean,
but
I can easily rebuild. I'm just seeing if I can force it to run in the background right now, real quick. I already have the color changed. WebGL tab is not active. Browsers, the new resources. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, when it's not in focus, it'll automatically. Like if you're not in focus, since you're the host, as the host, it'll automatically just break the thing. So we'll just people just have to deal with that. And if it doesn't work long term, we'll have to go to a server-based model, but that's not for what we're doing right now. All right, let me build this.
all
we
we
could
re-
do like a server-based model.
all we need to do
where-
is there a way to detect it and say to the player, host has been idle for too long or something like this, like.
Yeah, we
so
could
that
probably
they
do
at
something
least
like
know
that.
what's
I'm
happening.
sure there's like some sort of there's probably a photon thing that happens that says, hey, the host has left or whatever. Alright, but that's basically what I've worked on. The button stuff is in. There are a couple of bugs that need to be squashed still. Let me write them down here. So one is what was it? It was drag anywhere. You can currently drag anywhere when selected. You can.
Also, we need to make it so you can paste the join code. I have wanted that.
Yeah, we should do that. The problem is actually that we haven't had time to really look into it, but at work we have the same problem because the browser doesn't give you access to that. I'll have to do it through JavaScript, I think, because Unity runtime doesn't get access
Oh,
to.
is that complicated? I was gonna say it might just be a checkbox in the inspector. That was my.
No, it's not. Where am I doing? I want to go here, edit this. Yeah, we had the same bug at work. Someone thought that they programmed that in, and then we realized that it works in the editor, but not in the build because WebGL doesn't. The browser literally locks out your access to the clipboard.
Alright, while Marcus is doing this, I'll share my stuff.
My build is up, by the way. You can
Oh, right on.
go.
Do we want to hop in then? Is it the same
Yeah,
code?
we can while you're sharing your stuff. We can all set up a game so that we can get in and.
Well, we were on a good track, I think, sitting and talking about the UI stuff. I think I would be down to pick up that
Alright.
thread.
ADKK9W.
ADKK, did you say?
JD, I'll put the thing here.
JDKK9W is correct.
Oh, oops, fucking. Did I not?
So wait, and also, how do I do the bug you guys had where you were grabbing it from super far away?
It's broken also. I didn't, for some reason it didn't give me the new colors. Why did that not happen? Let me check. I thought I changed the colors. Did I uproot the old build? That's certainly possible.
So it's a property on the
No.
selector,
No,
not the.
I just forgot to fucking zip the build. It's the old zip, and not the new zip.
Oh yeah, you said last time or a couple times ago that you had something set up at work that you don't have set up at home or something.
Yeah, at work I just hit one button and it zips it and gets it all ready for me. Alright, one more time.
Also,
Delete this file. Upload file. This is a new zip.
You can't draw guns. This is a school.
Let's see. Alright, now it should be the right one. I'll give you one more code. Once it loads for me. Alright, code is this. You guys coming in?
oh, did
Where's
you give it?
the proper link?
Yes, in the thing.
Oh, you put it in new thing. I didn't know.
Oh, I got it wrong. What did I get wrong?
68G F8W.
6. I put G. All right. Nice. Okay. You did not eyeball that color?
No, I copied it.
I was gonna say that's pretty fucking spot on.
Sliders on the sticker.
Ah, that feels so much better. That looks so much better. In my head, the colors for this game are like a red and an orange and a black and a white, obviously.
Alright, any other bugs? Let me know. I got the selection bug of like you'll accidentally select the sticker behind it because the colliders are off. There is the drag anywhere bug where just basically as long as you have the radial menu open you can drag from anywhere.
Oh, here's a probably not really a bug, but a quality of life thing you can add is so this mouse and book are on top of each other. If I try to click the mouse, it selects the book. It should always give, no matter what the depth, its own priority collision if it's already selected. And I'm trying to
Yeah, I had that
again.
bug already noted. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that one. You can't. Basically, colliders on the sticker are off. You literally will never be able to select it because the colliders on the sticker are off.
I see. Okay, that's why.
Yeah, because on those it's the colliders are off because on those for eyebrows, they take a lot of processing power to move because they have so many triangles and it updates the physics. So I turn the colliders off in general.
Oop, what happened there? He disappeared for a second when I...
Remember the dragging? So if I'm in here, right?
Oh,
I drag
okay.
from down
I
here
get it. He didn't
off to
disappear.
the
He's
thing,
off the
yeah.
panel. I see.
It's technically because the panel setting thing is still tied to our fingers. Like what layer it's in. That's something if we wanted to figure out how to handle that better, we could talk about that. Of like right now, it tells you which panel you're on just based on where you're dragging. I feel like that is intuitive for the most part, except for when you're trying to achieve this, right? When you're trying to achieve the thing where
Yeah.
you have this, then that's where it's not intuitive and can be a pain. So I guess we have things where like maybe we want to lock to a layer, maybe have a lock here in our, like by our, maybe even on our depth thing. Like maybe it's layer and depth, not just layer. Or maybe there is just another button that is layer, so, and you can pick panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, or none. Just to give people a complete control, I feel like.
Sorry, what was it? So repeat that one more time.
So if I'm dragging here, or if you look at the menu, we have the depth thing, which is nice, and I'm excited to implement that. I'll put that in before next week. But also, we probably want something that is, like, we could have a button that lets you select what layer you're on, or in other words, if you're part of a panel or if you're not part of a panel. So like I could have one that just, I click it, and then it tells me, and then I hover over like a panel, and I could like, or it gives me a button for each panel, and I can, you know, put it on that panel's layer.
Did you say maybe we should do that in panel controls at the end of the last time you said
Well,
that?
I don't know even know how you would do it in panel controls because you want to do it for a sticker, right? The sticker is the thing you want to select and put into the panel.
There's got to be just an easy way to do that sort of, like, what you're trying to get around is like the edge thing, having it hang off as much as you want, right?
Yeah, so the easy option might be, like the simplest option is allow people to lock it. So there's like a lock on here, maybe even on the layering thing, and you could click the lock, and then that lets you, like, whatever layer you're in, you stay in that layer, basically. But the problem is,
I think there's got to be a way to contextually sense it when someone's trying to do it just by where they're...
well, I mean, that's what this is, right?
Yeah, there's got to be a upgraded version of this. I think we talked a little bit about it a couple times ago and other solutions, and we still haven't really found a perfect one yet, but I'm still hopeful that we will.
Yeah, I mean, what other solutions would there be? Like, you really need to say, hey, which... It's nice that it automatically swaps in, but like there needs to be a way to say, force me to the outside layer, or maybe that's all it needs to be. Is there just needs to be a button that says I don't pick a layer, but there's a lock button that just says never put me in a panel, and then I'm out on the outside, because that's really what you want. You either want to be outside the panel or in the panel, and you can easily drag yourself into the panel and move yourself around. That's super intuitive and easy.
Could you just make this the highest level of the depth button?
Always on top. You theoretically could.
Because here's how I conceptualized the depth button working, at least on mobile when I was thinking about it. Is I talked a little bit about this with Dave and Jeff, the meeting that you weren't here, and I think what we talked about was like, shit, I'm high. Remind me what I was talking about in the first place? What was I talking about?
The depth button.
The depth button.
The
Oh, okay, right.
the
Yes.
button.
So like
We could. So the problem with the depth button is actually going to be more complicated than you think, because the depth is going to need to be set. Right now, depth is set like you ask the server what your depth is, basically. Because that one needs to be synced across the running depth needs to be synced across the game, basically. and then if I have multiple people changing, remember, like, the order of these sprites are they're literally incrementing 0 to like 60,000. Technically, you can only click and move things 60,000 times before the depth will break. Before that sorting order, what shows on top will break. Because that's how many layers Unity allows for. But like if you're like clicking around, right, and I'm trying to slide my depth down, I need to be shifting the things below me up in this like imaginary depth list and sorting them differently. It's gonna be slightly more complicated than we think.
The way I imagined the player interacting with it was it would just turn into like it would look like it turned into almost like a joystick or like a slider where it's in the middle and there's a up option and a down option and you drag it in the up or down option to
I agree.
One
that's,
level up.
That's super intuitive, and that's how I imagine it working too.
Okay, so you were saying in terms of sorting that list, it's actually harder than you think.
Yeah, I could like blindly be dumb and just say, okay, well, it's fine for two things to be on the same layer. I'm not gonna resort everything else's layer. I'm just gonna move my layer up or down. The problem with that is I can still wind up on the same layer as another sticker, and then you're gonna get Z fighting.
So why don't you just detect whether I'm on any other stickers and check their layer, and then do that sorting if you must.
You could, but then I had to check the collider for all random stickers. I could just do a dumb collision check and just do it by the bounds. That could work, but then I'm going to have to check a collider and check everything inside it. It's not the ideal solution. It could be done, but it's still not ideal. Most likely, what I'll do is start the layer system at a offset already. So like if there are 60,000 possible layers, then I'm gonna start you at 1,000 will be the first index, so that you can go negative. And then you'll get to where you want, but we still have the issue of you could probably have Z fighting by accident.
Or
so I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to figure it out. It's not super urgent. That is a implementation question, not a how this should feel question. If we did want to make that at very least, I agree we could make the stick me, never put me in a panel button part of this, but I'm not necessarily sure that it's intuitive for it to just be the top layer. Because maybe it is. I'm not sure yet.
Or maybe below that iconography, there's just that button which shows a panel, and then if you click on it, then it becomes a panel with an X in it.
Yeah,
although I guess that just looks like a checkbox. It will kind of just look like a checkbox.
Well, like an X outside of it. The X should go beyond the bounds of the panel.
Got it.
That tells
yeah. And then it's just part of the depth, but it's not immediately implicated in the actual thing for changing it.
Yeah, that will work. The fear I have with that is that you might forget that you've done that and then be like, why can't this sticker, like, this is broken, this sticker will never go in this panel, like this sticker can't go into any panel, right? And that's a risk, but we have to make some sacrifices.
As long as it starts as off, they should remember that they checked something, right? Like
maybe they will, maybe they accidentally hit it, especially on like on a phone, right? When you
I have no insight to that. I've made very few games with menus.
It's just something we should keep in mind, that it could happen.
I think it feels better already though, just to have the color change and just the right click for this, and also just having the UI. Even when it does go off, it's not a big deal, right? You just drag the buttons back onto the screen. It's not a huge deal at all.
Yeah, and then move it to when you're there. Yeah, I agree. It is a much better feeling game already. I haven't tested on mobile. We should test that. I don't think it'll work. Well, it definitely won't work because you can't right click. But did I do double tap? We'll see. I might have made it double tap. I might have actually programmed that in. I don't remember.
Also, don't worry about. I was super concerned about like the way you were setting things up. How were you going to do the copy and the flip animation? Oh wait, do you have the flip animation on yours and I don't? Why is that?
No, it's just the lerp. That's just the networking does that by
Okay.
magic.
Okay, well it should be happening on the player side too, right? And that in the copy, I made a state machine with an update. You're not using an update. I assume is the big difference. So like
Basically, there'll be an animator.
I
and
right.
that
I was
should
just about to say
handle
I can do
coroutine
that with what I'm
stuff.
doing to animate the buttons now. You should. Yeah, I'll just make those on a fake sticker.
Yeah, well, we'll do. We can do a thing where like there'll be an animator in general, and that animator can handle the rotations, and it could, or sorry, the button animations, and it could also but we could also have stuff built into these sticker tools, like the rotator and stuff like that, to do the animations themselves. We can easily make that work. Just imagine, just do everything as part of a mono behavior through a coroutine, basically, and keep track of your coroutines so that we can basically turn it, basically if I'm in the middle of an animation and then I delete that sticker, I can cancel the coroutine.
Let me show you what I have, because like I said, I'm using an out of the box thing that I bought a couple of years ago for this purpose, and let's see, I'll just show you how it works. Alright, there's my screen. What is this called? Radial
sticker UI or something like that.
Alright. Let me flip this one back. Okay. Alright. So I'll make all these under an animator, but basically there'll be an object under the animator for each type, a bunch of different things that you can do and combine in different ways, basically. And then the animator controller will call them. And so we have, let's see, they're appeared right now, so I will disappear them. I mean, they're not disappeared because I don't actually make them go away yet. I might do that with one of these down here where they turn into dots, and then they go to a black dot, and then they disappear. I was thinking of using the black dots maybe for like if you're clicked into one of them, like depth. Some of them they turn into their own things, I think. So like depth becomes a knob, and where you can go up and down like I was describing, and I think maybe like every one of the things will turn into one of these little black dots except the one you're using right now. Maybe. Something like that. And then,
yeah, we can mess around with that.
and then they could turn back to normal.
I like the inspector stuff for it. Looks cool.
I have that one. If I turn them back to normal. Turn them back to normal and do. I thought about squash and stretch for selecting. I'm not sure yet if that's what I'll do. Maybe
Are
I'll
these
just make it
like
bigger.
pre-built like things, or did you program the
I'm just
changes like the squash and
No, I didn't program
like
any
squash
of
and
this.
stretch? Is that its own thing, or is it or did you make the squash and stretch logic?
No, that's all them. Everything under feedbacks is pre-built. I define the curve and I set the parameters, and that's it. I don't do any coding. I will code only at the controller level that calls these things. Or you will if you want to just put them in. That's fine. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm between. But the appear and disappear, or like for how when they first show up, I'm between either just real simple like this, They blossom out, go back in, or some combination of they blossom out and then they disappear with a little bit of a delay to one another, so they sort of like suck back in a little tornado.
I think
fashion.
I like the. I think I like the whatever it is. It should be like the same, and I kind of like them coming out all like staggered.
So we could do.
I wonder, can you make it? What does it look like as a random one too? Like not in order, but like if they just come out.
So
Can you do a random order?
for the disappearing, I wanted them to disappear from the order of what last thing you selected. So start at a certain point, and so I'd have to assign the delay to each of them individually based on where they are in that.
You can't
sense.
like just assign a random delay though.
I could.
That.
I could do that.
I just want to see what it looks like. Is it?
I'd have to make. It would take me a minute to make because
Okay, no,
going through all these is. Ideally, like these are just examples, and I'm doing what I'm doing here that takes me a while in code. In like, I built something in an animator that can help me do stuff like that faster. But like, yeah, the appear delay and disappear delay are not bad. I don't know. What does everyone think? If you had to go between this type, so it appears like this and it disappears like this, or just this blossoming out one appears like this, disappears like this, what would you pick?
I like that. The delayed one is probably a cool one.
The delayed one. I feel like for mobile, I like this better. I like the simpler in and out from your finger. You pressed this and it just poofed open. But I think maybe for, you know, I'll try all of them. I guess see how they feel on all the things. And the second thing is just like this whole turning into dots thing. You know, that also can have the delay or cannot have the delay. But yeah, that's basically it. I think the dots I'll associate more with like you're in a specific tool, and all these other ones don't need to be shown right now.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm down for animation stuff in general. It just hasn't been like the priority because we're just still getting things working.
Yeah, we should spend a weekend just putting together the pieces that we have. I should take a break from doing new stuff and just try and do that.
We have I could have gotten maybe a lot more done too this weekend. It's just I was at Laura's the whole time and there's no chance to really work. And
all right, that's all my stuff.
cool.
Probably gonna be a huge pull when you pull my stuff though, Marcus, because of that, like I took everything that came with the package thing, including all the demo scenes and stuff, which we can delete, but I was fucking around with them, and some of them are pretty neat. There's like a car driving one where it lerps the car that I can't wait to try this shit on 3D shit. It seems like you just put it on the model and it just based on the velocity does it, which sounds amazing.
That's cool. Hopefully it's efficient.
It's supposed to be. It says it brags that it is. It's like this is better than anything you'll do for your own kind of like optimizing of this stuff if you want to have something that's robust. Although I'm not sure we'll need all the robustness of this thing. Honestly, most of it has dozens and dozens of things. If I go into the MM feedbacks, there are like So many. Audio, camera, debug, event, game objects, haptics, light, loop, particles, pause, post-process, render scene, text mesh pro, time, transform, and UI. I'm only using transform right now, and each of these has at least probably an average of like 6 or 7 things in them. On average, some of them less, but like there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. It looks neat, but we might need 90, only like 3% of what this can do for this game.
I'm currently rebuilding, seeing if a quick change to the input actions lets the mobile stuff work. I just want to see if I could get that working, because that would be just a nice touch. But you know what? Now I'm realizing that I didn't account for the drag. But either way, this will at least tell me if it'll work or not. I'm realizing now, though, if you drag it, because I just moved it to hold, on hold, will be like the secondary action, just basically will trigger the right click, but obviously you're holding onto the thing when you're dragging, so I'll have to make something that like cancels out. Really I have to make that trigger manually. I'll think about it. But at least if this works, it'll be a good proof of concept that it works, and then I can fix the controls.
Also, Jeff, did you ever, or Dave, did you guys, either of you ever go through and PNG all those files that those images that I made?
I did not.
I got
I was
through
at
the ones
Boston.
that have color behind them.
Okay.
The white ones are going to take a while.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
I'm a dummy.
I think I might just like get rid of all the white and then like repaint behind it or something. But
I'm sorry. There probably are a lot of stuff on the like a layer up from that. Yeah, my bad. I didn't think about that until too late.
no, it's fine.
Easily-
But yeah, I put what I got in a zip in the Heartland channel.
I could easily have rezipped them, redone the background if that tablet hadn't died, and my phone is dead now, I'm pretty sure, and my TV broke, and my card at work that I used to pay for parking stopped working. Where that means I'm fired.
You're cursed.
I'll take being cursed, I just can't get fired.
Did it stop working today, or did it stop working a while ago?
Friday it stopped working. I put in a complaint today, and they're supposed to get back to me within 24 hours, so I'm unreasonably panicked about it. I'm seriously afraid that I'm going to get fired. Not fired, laid off. Because that's something that happens in the world.
I feel like if they had shut off your thing, they would have fired you or laid you off that day.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm catastrophizing, but we want to play a game before I sign off, because I don't have a lot of time tonight. I'm exhausted for no reason. I have no idea why. I'm just very tired.
I'm just seeing
fired you.
if the mobile stuff works. Real quick, we want to do anything else? I'm just checking to see if the secondary action will trigger on a hold.
Are you gonna build again?
It is built, it's deployed, but obviously the problem being, as you're dragging, it triggers because I don't have anything that says.
I see this gun I made.
Hell yeah. Ooh, a nice gun. Very, very nice gun.
It's very, very classic gun. I like it.
It looks like a hunt gun. That's why I like it. Looks a little bit like the Caldwell.
So for mobile, should it be? Let's say I start dragging. Should that cancel any possible hold action? And then like, or should it be
Before the menu has come up, you mean, or after the menu has come up?
So I start dragging before the menu has come up, and and then it should be then, I guess, right? You have to wait and hold, or you have to release and tap
Yes,
again. to
yes.
hit the hold,
If you have your finger on it and you drag it to a location and you stop moving your finger, it should not then select. You should need to take your finger off first. Yes.
Okay. Alright,
That is,
that's,
I
easy
believe,
enough.
the way it worked. Yeah, that's the way it worked in the Crisp build. Just try to emulate that as much as possible as a base, I guess.
I think it's all I have to do is work in a cancel that says it'll cancel if it drags. I'm just gonna check real quick if I can do that manually, and if not, then I will. Or sorry, not manually. If I can do that through the Unity Actions thing, and if I can, awesome. Then I'm done. If I can't, then I'll just do it manually, which will require a little bit of extra work, but not too much. Let me see here, but it is working now. If you want to go play around with it, but it's the thing where it'll happen while you're dragging right now.
Wait, what do you mean it'll happen when you're dragging right now? Because right now you have to right click to do it, so it'll.
Your on touchscreen, I'm talking about.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because the secondary action is a hold on the touchscreen.
But the dragon stuff works. Like it works relatively.
I mean, it's gonna work. Yeah, it's always worked. The drag stuff.
Oh, drag, yeah. But the menu and the menu.
The menu will trigger with a secondary action, which is right now assigned to a hold, but the hold does not cancel if it drags right now.
You do need to recenter some of these sprites too, based on the so that the circle is correct on them. Like the skeleton needs to be moved over a little bit. His back pose, at least. Actually, probably the front pose a little bit too.
Yeah, some of the stuff needs to be recentered.
It's not terrible, just because flipping back and forth, you can see doesn't look too bad. Oh, also Marcus, there's TextMesh Pro is one of the types of feedbacks that you can use with this thing, and I think you can do a lot of the kind of stuff you were showing me in that one.
Yeah, I took notice of that when you said I was gonna look at it.
I don't know if
later.
it's as robust as that thing, but it's got some stuff like that. Might look into that as a way of mapping. Because a lot of it comes with like user input. You can animate based on user input, which is interesting. I'm so mad about my phone breaking. I'm so fucking pissed.
It just stopped working.
It got a tiny amount of water in the charging port, and supposed to be able to be dropped into water for 30 minutes or something like that. And be fine.
But it just doesn't turn on anymore, or what?
I think the screen is actually broken. It might be. It's hard. I can't even tell if it's on right now. But if I hold down the power button, I'm getting some haptic feedback, so I think it is on under there. But the screen is busted right now. And I'm between. I don't know whether I should hold out and see if Marcus can do some crazy because there's some stuff on there that's not backed up to the cloud that I really want to pull off, and I'm afraid of taking it anywhere and then losing that when fixing the screen somehow. But just the how you know, it should be able to withstand much more based on the way it's advertised. I didn't even know that until Marcus told me, like, it's supposed to be water resistant. And I looked it up and it's like, yeah, they say 30 minutes it can be fine in water. And I'm like, I got the tiniest drop in the USB port.
Maybe that wasn't what did it. Maybe it's something else.
It was when I turned it. The only reason I even thought to check was that when I turned it back on, it was like someone was pressing all over the screen all the time, and it was just freaking out. And it had a message that said water or debris in USB port. And so I took a little paper towel and I put it in there, and a little bit of water was on there, and I was like, okay. And then I put it in rice for like 12 hours and checked it, and then I put it in rice for and after 12 hours, it was the bottom half of the screen was purple. And then I tried it, you know, did the rice again for 48 hours, and now the screen will not turn on at all. So it might just be the screen, but I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't work. I won't be able to do it easily. I'll have to manually handle canceling the drag, which isn't a big deal. It's just gonna take longer than just configuring some buttons.
Yeah, in the mobile one I had, it's just like there's a timer running, or once you press on any sticker, a timer starts, and then it doesn't run again unless you lift off of it. And if it reaches a certain point, then it is selected. But in mouse and keyboard, since it's like you just press, there is no timer hold thing.
Yeah, I mean it should be easy enough. I'll just handle it in the thing. I'll just start a coroutine and then cancel the coroutine. But it would have been nice to not have to do it, because then I had to basically handle it a little differently than I would have liked to, because then I had to put code in my. I wanted them to all have the same names, but basically I'll have to I'll have to bind the touchscreen control to an on hold action instead of a secondary action, so that it makes more sense in the input actions code or the input wrapper code why I have this separate timer running. It's not a big deal, it's just slightly annoying. I want to cover it all in the base class, but for the cursor, but I'm not going to be able to.
Alright, join code 7B87TB. In my room.
What's the, whose itch should I be using this from? Hot lamp or Zero the Dawn?
The main one, the real one.
Or should we do competitive?
I don't even know that still works. We could check it.
Let's just start with cooperative then.
What's your code, Chris, again? Say it.
JB87TB. I'll paste it. thing likes J's. I feel like we get a lot with J's.
All right.
Also, this isn't
Oh, that got rid of him.
I don't think I like this idea, but I did have this idea. What if the solution to the corner's edge things is just that the word bubbles are always on that level and nothing else can be? And then it's not it's because that's the only thing I ever want to do it with, honestly.
Nah, I think the
Yeah, I agree. I'm wrong on that one.
the depth one is the better one. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What's this thing again? JB. JB87TB.
I do love how easy it is to delete things without having to drag them to the bottom of the screen. That's nice.
It is nice, yeah. We should get animations for that too, and like, so that like you can see it
Okay.
getting deleted, so that you know what happened to it.
Yeah,
Just
I was
disappear.
gonna make it disappear in a poof. Like the idea, the same poof they would appear with when Mr. Ideas thought of them or when you created them. Nice poof noise too.
I feel like we should try competitive mode because we know that this works, right?
Yeah, I wanted to do the 2 panels, or 1
That.
panel, everybody else finish it thing. But we can do competitive.
let's-
That's fine.
Let's do competitive. Because that's something we should really test too, to see if it's in a workable state.
All right, but if it's broken, we come back here and we do my game. We don't fix it. right now.
896TJ6. 896TJ6. There's your J. Oh, sorry, 8N6. Oops.
Something happens to me when these codes are alphanumeric that makes me also much more likely to mix one up, seeing 6s as G's, 8s as B's, etc.
Who's the bandit, huh?
I'm in
Me?
here.
Alright,
I am
ready?
either a bandit or a
You're
treasure.
nothing, Chris. You don't get one because I have a bug and I never fixed it. Oh yeah, I forgot the hands are still here. It'll be a good test to see if it's
Ooh,
any
I got a
easier to
good
come
one
up with
already.
a joke.
Really need to redo the sticker groups.
Oh, I could just have anything I want. Okay.
I got one. I got one. Ah, this felt a lot easier. Felt a lot easier for
Yeah,
me.
there's still a lot of things like I'm going through and I'm thinking, oh god, this will be so much better when X, Y, and Z are in here too. But
Yeah.
it is way better than it was. Like being able to just copy a panel, that's gonna be so nice. Oh, fuck, I broke something.
Yeah, that will be. I could have used that this time for sure.
Oh, why are I seem to be breaking?
Yeah.
I'm
Told
I'm
you.
not sure I know what's happening
He
here.
stole his reflection.
Ah, what's going on here? I have a fucking token in
Your
the way.
token,
Ah, damn.
yeah.
This is mine. I think it's very good.
That's good, yeah. No way.
There you go.
I won. Did somebody not get one in? I only saw 3.
Jeff isn't here.
Ah.
I'm muted. I didn't get
Oh,
it in
you
time,
muted
I
this whole
guess.
time?
No, yeah.
Oh,
Well, not full time, but
Here, let's back out and do another one. So Jeff can jump play. Code is BRLF7L. We got everybody. I see 4 hands.
Four
Here we go.
hands. Like it.
Okay, I see the bug for the. There's a copy bug where if you copy and the button's on the outside, it'll place the sticker on the outside if it considers it drag. So if you drag, well, that won't be an issue once the once the thing is fixed. Once you can only drag on what you call it.
Oh, weird, I have a... Okay, there we go. Fixed it. That fixed it. I had a bug where I couldn't put a sticker above another sticker for a second.
Oh, damn it. Didn't have time.
I also didn't have time. Mine won't make any sense. Hell yeah.
Also, if we leave blank panels, it should be understood that that panel at the end, that those panels.
Hell
are
no,
nothing.
because you might want to. You might intentionally leave a panel blank. Like we shouldn't.
I'm saying
Right.
for us playing for the rules of the of us playing right now, not for the real game. Because I can't wait to be able to delete panels. Like that's such an easy thing to add to the panel controls and make the game a lot better. I don't think this one's getting in on time for me. I'm just finding.
Ugh, I just can't find anything that's making me clicking with me.
Yeah, same. We really need to redo the sticker groups. That's the number one thing I need to do.
I think just having a sticker picker so it would help too. Like that way, if I could, we could have random, but it would be nice to be able to just get the one I want.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything. Oh, and I dragged the sticker into the
not
thing
come
at the
up
last
with
minute.
Could not come up with a joke.
Actually, accidentally dragging that guy in the second panel kind of worked. That's pretty good. Yeah. Cheese takes it.
Alright, one more, and then it is working well enough at least. It's definitely better to work with. Still have some frustrations. There should also be a button for just clear all stickers that are not in a
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah,
panel.
not bad.
Okay.
I like
Mhm.
Those are two pretty good ones.
I gotta go with the Pope toilet.
Yeah.
The thing I find myself wanting most in terms of controls right now is if I have stickers on a sticker, I want them to move with that sticker that they are placed on top of.
I consider that also.
That would speed me up greatly, it feels like.
It does feel like almost a natural thing if we're conceptualizing them as stickers. So like I'm fine with that, trying it at least.
So, my only worry with it being it is that it's going to be too easy to accidentally attach stickers to each other. we could try it for sure, but I'm worried that's gonna be too easy. I think once we get the depth thing in, if we just like, okay, you're spawned at the depth you're spawned with, and then you have to manually like drag the depth to where you want maybe in the future, so that like you just selecting a sticker doesn't automatically move its depth anymore.
I think putting a
That
sticker
might
onto a
solve a lot
sticker
of
is
those
a
problems.
easier way for people to, that's an easier use than giving them a depth slider. Some people.
Well, just because
Could be
like, okay, what if I have this sticker here that's covering 2 stickers, which one is it attached to, right?
It could be a thing where like if you're
Could
holding
do
a
it like
sticker,
like when we drag in and out of a panel.
you're
So
holding a
it's-
sticker, and you hold it over another sticker for like a second, right? It'll vibrate and they'll like something will happen to tell you, okay, these are gonna move together now.
Mm.
And if you want it off, then if you grab the base sticker, right, things will just move with it that are attached to it. If you want to take something off of it, grab the thing on top and like shake it off or something, or just pull it off. I guess you don't have to do anything; you just pull it off.
Yeah.
I think there is value in trying that, just because one paneler, just because Dave's right. There is an intuitiveness to it, and a way that you don't even have to think about that. It's just so it's worth trying for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is worth trying, and it would be useful, definitely. Right now, it's not the thing I have the most trouble with. The thing I have the most trouble with right now is still, like accidentally selecting the wrong thing, which brings it to the front and shit like that. Like that stuff is still not there all the way. That's just gonna take some time. All right. At least this mode is working for the most part. I did find that copy bug, which is good. So basically, when I click, if I click copy and what is doing it actually? It's not for everything. Or maybe it's okay. Yeah. If I click the copy button while the thing is in the other panel, and I accidentally drag, it'll drag that sticker. So that should fix when because it's actually pretty easy to drag by accident.
Yeah, so many turns. I just need a skeleton.
Two again.
You again's a pretty good one.
Oh, I see. There's a skeleton missing. kinda like this.
Yeah, the backwards works there. I like that a lot.
Alright. Alright. Call it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely dragging stuff is still a little buggy. And like the thing that you want to select can still be hard to select. But it's getting better. For sure.
I think getting the getting sticker groups in and all those extra versions of everything will really, really help. With comic.
Yeah, getting more
variability.
stickers would be nice so that we could have a little bit more variety in our personal playing.
Although I mostly found ideas that I got lucky with my draws there, I think. Yeah, there's still a lot to be gained from adding that stuff, I think. And the word bubble stuff, and then just, yeah, like making everything feel a little bit nicer, getting these controls working for mobile.
Pulling your origin. Your origin is fucking huge, holy crap. Your pushes are very big.
Yeah, that's because of that package. Like I said, most of that will disappear after we're done, but I want to leave it in. And I would even like to leave the example scenes in for now, because I did actually find them helpful.
Alright. Anyway, that is pushed for the recent things. I have a list of bugs I'm gonna put in here. Let me just write them out real quick.
Yeah, I will mostly work on getting the new sticker groups in. That'll be my #1 thing. And then after that, I'll basically just try and if you're around this weekend, Marcus, we should try and work on the input stuff together and just putting together all the things that are outstanding.
Yeah, we are starting to get to. When do we have to submit by, Dave? What was it? The end of January or June, or is it? The beginning?
They recommend having a store page by June.
Oh, you are real quiet. What did you say?
They recommend having a store page by June. I was thinking back.
Okay,
I don't know that
just
we're
end
gonna
of
be
June?
end of June. Maybe we're ready, but if it's beginning of June, we're not ready yet.
Not like a
No, we're not
requirement
ready.
or
We'll have to go to the next
anything. I could look into. I could actually. I'll dig out all the information and put it in Discord.
Alright.
I guess because I don't know off the top of my head.
I
That
might
was
even
just a-
say either way it might be. It doesn't matter, I guess, right? Because you can do 2 Next Fest for the same game, right? I assume.
No, you can only do it
No,
once.
you can only do one.
Maybe we wait till the next one then.
Yeah,
because,
if we're not ready, we have to. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
But we do have to just get an evaluation. of
we
where
might
we're
be
at.
ready, but we will not be polished by halfway through this year. I think
No,
we wait
but-
until the next one, if we can only do it
Yeah,
once.
let's just see where we're at. Let's see what the due date is and see where we're at by the due date the first submission. But I agree. Right now we're not ready, and we probably will not be. But we should still.
I just think
Shoot,
polish
whatever.
goes a long way, and I really think that it should be very polished if it can only do it once.
Yeah, but if, we do want to try to release this year because a lot of AAA studios are struggling to put stuff out, and there's like a big indie game year. People are gonna be sort of starved for content.
Can we can put it out without doing next
yeah.
specs though, right? Those things aren't necessarily dependent on.
Yeah, we
Can
could,
be-
but we're not gonna have any visibility.
Out already. Like.
Oh wait, no, actually we can't. We can't put it out already. Yeah.
It has to be releasing on the
Yeah.
next fest thing.
I think
Well,
you have
no,
to
it
be
just doesn't
pre-
have to be
about to
after.
release it.
You know, it doesn't have to be. It has to not already be released. Doesn't have. You don't have to like release it at the end.
Yeah.
But also, I would argue we're not really competing with AAAs. We're competing with indies, and indies are kind of killing it right now. So I like,
we're not, but like the point being is that people are going to be looking more at indie games in general because there's not a lot of AAA stuff. This is supposed to be a big year for indies, indie studios in general. People are just going to have more income for their like gaming income because they're not going to be spending it on a ton of AAA titles, and you know they're going to be looking for on the lookout for stuff, and streamers are going to be playing more indie games relative instead of AAA games. So it's something that we have to if we can release this year, it would be a very good year to release, and we should keep that as a target for sure. All right. I pushed my stuff. I'll work more this weekend. I don't have any plans this weekend, so I'll actually have time to program. Okay. Good night.
Later. Later.